The shores of the island are shrouded in a dense fog, with no clear path to the tower. I walk forward, hoping to make sense of the landscape. All I can see before me is blackened sand, and above the fog, a sheer cliff separating the beach from the rest of the island. With my satchel slung over me, I approach the cliff. The light from my hand does nothing to cut through the mist. I eventually come to the rock face. There are no footholds, no ledges I can climb. The way seems impassable. I see no choice but to follow the wall in hopes of a pathway. I leave the boat behind and begin my trek through the fog, knowing if I get lost, there may be no turning back. I travel the length of the beach for what feels like hours. The cliff yields no easy passage. I look down at my papers, hoping for some guidance. As I look down, I notice something in the sand. Another set of footprints, running parallel to mine. They seem fresh, like someone was here just moments ago. I quicken my pace and follow the trail of footprints, stirred by the thought of another traveler on this island. The pattern on my hand points ahead of me, acting as a compass, just like when we first found this island. There's something important hidden in this fog. I can feel it. I am running now, almost sprinting, the pattern glowing brighter, until ahead of me I see a figure, a sight that makes me stop dead in my tracks. The distant shape of a man, barely discernible through the hazy air. I take a few steps forward, but I feel impeded by something, like there's a force keeping us apart. I look to my hand, and the pattern points directly at the figure, the light shifting to follow their movements. They abruptly stop and face the cliff, with their gaze aimed skyward. A bright light suddenly emanates from their form, and I see a massive pair of wings sprout from their back. A gust of air rushes past me as I watch the figure leap into the air. They effortlessly land at the top of the cliff. The figure seems to look back in my direction for a moment, and then they run off, disappearing past the landscape. The light from my hand fades. I look down at it thoughtfully, thinking back to my journey beneath the ocean. The power of this light allowed me to breathe underwater. Maybe it could let me fly? I focus hard, thinking of wings, thinking of flight. I look behind me. There's nothing on my back. But still, I get this feeling. I look up, and I step back to take a running start. As I charge straight toward the cliff, the black sand gives way to solid ground, and I feel my chance. I concentrate and jump as hard as I can. My body rises into the air, high enough that I can just grab the edge. I pull myself up and stand atop the cliff, out of breath. I look back over the ocean, then toward the path ahead, feeling that much closer to reaching the beckoning tower.